Gaza, a name that resonates with a history of conflict and resilience. This narrow strip of land, bordered by the Mediterranean Sea, Israel and Egypt, is home to over 2 million Palestinians. Despite its small size, Gaza has been at the center of some of the most intense and prolonged conflicts in modern history. When you hear that name, you probably think of fighting, suffering, and people never giving up. The people of Gaza have endured countless hardships, yet they continue to live their lives with a sense of hope and determination. The streets are filled with the sounds of children playing, vendors selling their goods, and families trying to find moments of normalcy amidst the chaos. For many years, this small area, home to over 2 million Palestinians, has been stuck in a cycle of violence and sadness. The densely populated neighborhoods are a testament to the resilience of its people, who have built their lives around the constant threat of conflict. Markets bustle with activity, and the community remains tight-knit, supporting one another through the toughest of times. The recent fighting between Israel and Gaza has made things even worse, pushing Gaza's hospitals to the breaking point. Things are really bad. Hospitals, which should be sanctuaries of healing, are overwhelmed with casualties. Medical staff work tirelessly, often without adequate supplies, to save lives in the most challenging conditions. Imagine hospitals, places meant for healing, becoming targets. The destruction of medical facilities not only deprives the injured of critical care, but also sends a chilling message to the community. The fear of seeking medical help becomes a new reality for many. Imagine doctors and nurses who save lives being taken away and accused of being fighters in a war they didn't want. These brave individuals who have dedicated their lives to healing find themselves caught in the crossfire, their noble intentions questioned, and their safety compromised. This is the sad reality in Gaza today. Families are torn apart, children grow up amidst the sounds of explosions, and the future seems uncertain. Yet, amidst the despair, there is a glimmer of hope. The spirit of the people of Gaza remains unbroken, their will to survive and thrive undiminished. What happened recently at Kamal Adwan Hospital, a place of hope, has made this crisis clear for everyone to see. The hospital, once a beacon of hope and healing, now stands as a symbol of the ongoing struggle and the urgent need for peace and resolution. The world is watching in horror as a hospital, a place of healing, is attacked. The international community is beginning to understand the depth of the crisis and the urgent need for intervention. The resilience of Gaza's people is a testament to the human spirit, but they cannot endure this alone. The world must act to bring peace to this troubled land. October 28, 2024. This date will forever be etched in the memories of the people of Gaza. This is a day the people of Gaza will never forget, a day that started like any other, with the bustling streets filled with people going about their daily lives. But it quickly turned into a nightmare, a day that showed how vulnerable they are in the face of conflict and violence. On this day, Israeli soldiers launched a sudden and devastating attack on Kamal Adwan Hospital, a place meant to be a sanctuary for the sick and injured. The hospital, which had been a beacon of hope for many, was now a target. Medical staff, who had dedicated their lives to saving others, found themselves in the midst of chaos. The attack was fast and violent, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Buildings were reduced to rubble, and the air was thick with smoke and dust. The Israeli military claimed that the assault was necessary to capture Hamas fighters they believed were hiding within the hospital's walls. They argued that it was a crucial operation to neutralize a significant threat, emphasizing the importance of their mission. However, Gaza's health officials strongly refuted these claims, stating that there were no Hamas fighters in the hospital. They insisted that the facility was solely dedicated to treating patients. The aftermath of the attack left the hospital in ruins, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. Health officials and residents alike condemned the assault, arguing that it showed a blatant disregard for human life and violated international law. The attack on Kamal Adwan Hospital is a tragic chapter in the ongoing conflict, highlighting the urgent need for peace and protection of innocent lives. The attack on Kamal Adwan Hospital wasn't just about damaging a building. It was a direct assault on the very heart of Gaza's healthcare system. This hospital, like many others in the region, was already struggling to provide adequate care amidst ongoing conflict and resource shortages. The destruction of its facilities has only exacerbated an already dire situation, leaving countless patients without the critical care they need. It was an attack on Gaza's healthcare system, which was already struggling. Hospitals in Gaza have long been under immense pressure, dealing with a constant influx of patients and a severe lack of medical supplies. The healthcare infrastructure, fragile at best, has been pushed to the brink. The attack on Kamal Adwan Hospital symbolizes the broader crisis facing the region's medical facilities. Hundreds of healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, and technicians were taken by Israeli forces. These individuals are not just professionals, they are the lifeline of the community. Their sudden removal has left a gaping hole in the healthcare system, one that cannot be easily filled. The abduction of these dedicated workers has sent shockwaves through the medical community and beyond. These are the people who work hard to save lives. Day in and day out, they face overwhelming odds to provide care to those in need. Their commitment and resilience are the backbone of Gaza's healthcare system. Without them, the already strained hospitals are struggling to cope with the increasing demands. Taking these healthcare workers away has been a disaster. The once bustling hallways of the hospitals now stand eerily empty. Medical equipment lies abandoned, and wards that were once filled with the sounds of healing are now silent. The absence of these healthcare heroes is felt deeply by both the staff left behind and the patients who rely on their care. Hospitals already low on resources now have even fewer people to help. The remaining staff are overwhelmed, trying to manage an impossible workload with limited resources. The shortage of medical personnel has led to longer wait times, reduced quality of care, and an overall sense of despair among the healthcare workers who are doing their best to hold the system together. Surgeries are being delayed, and treatments are postponed because the healers have been taken away. Patients who require urgent medical attention are left waiting, their conditions worsening with each passing day. The operating rooms, once a place of hope and recovery, now stand empty, a stark reminder of the crisis at hand. Munir al-Bursh, a top health official in Gaza, said this is like a death sentence for many patients. His words echo the fears and frustrations of a community that feels abandoned and helpless. The loss of healthcare workers has not only impacted the physical health of the population, but has also taken a toll on their mental and emotional well-being. His words show how desperate the situation is. The scenes of desperation in the hospitals are heart-wrenching. Emotional healthcare workers struggle to keep up with the demands, while distressed patients and their families face an uncertain future. The abduction of these healing hands has left a void that will be difficult to fill, and the repercussions will be felt for a long time to come. The Israeli military says they don't target medical workers. They say the people they took are being investigated for working with Hamas. They say they'll let go of anyone who isn't involved. But there's a lot of evidence that shows this isn't true. So many people were taken, medical buildings were attacked, and the investigation isn't clear. This all suggests a plan to hurt Gaza's healthcare system and punish the people for what a few are doing. This isn't a war on terror, it's a war on people. It's a war fought not on battlefields but in hospitals where people try to heal. What's happening because of these actions is terrible. Gaza, already hurt by years of fighting, is now facing a huge disaster. Hospitals are full of sick and injured people. Medical supplies are running low. Basic things like food, water, and electricity are hard to find. The people of Gaza, trapped in this terrible situation, are being punished. The world can't ignore this tragedy. Groups around the world, like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, have said that attacking Kamal Adwan Hospital and taking healthcare workers is wrong. The United Nations wants an investigation to find out what happened and hold people accountable. But these words haven't led to real action yet. The world needs to do more than just talk. They need to hold Israel responsible for what it's doing. Attacking hospitals and taking healthcare workers isn't just breaking the law, it's a crime against humanity. What's happening in Gaza is something the world should be ashamed of. It shows what happens when we don't care and don't do anything. We can't let this continue. We need to demand that all healthcare workers be released immediately. We need to make sure all Palestinians in Gaza can get medical care. We need to hold those responsible for these terrible acts accountable. The people of Gaza deserve justice. They deserve our kindness. They deserve our help. We can't let them down. We need to speak for them, support them, and help them in their fight for a better life, for fairness, and for peace.